George Washington's sense of honor. That's what I'd like to talk about in today's history video. We're around the time of Washington's birthday, and it would be useful for us to look at the basic question, which is why Washington succeeded in preserving and fostering a democratic tradition in the United States, and his counterpart in France, Napoleon Bonaparte, bequeathed France instability, monarchy, and authoritarian rule alternating with chaos caused by revolution. What was the difference between these two men that had them behave differently at the exact moment? At the moment when Washington was commander-in-chief of the army after the war was over, he stopped the army from marching on Congress to demand back pay, which could have led to a coup d'etat. And when he was president at the end of his second term, he voluntarily gave up office, died 3 years later, but died a private citizen. That set up the two-term tradition that lasted us very well before it was enshrined in the Constitution itself. Napoleon, for his part, was first a commander. Then he forced his way on to become one of the councils, the 5 counselors that were running France, trimmed it down to 3, trimmed it down to 1, and made himself the dictator. Then he made himself the president, and then he made himself the emperor. What was the difference? Well, Napoleon was after power. George Washington, I believe, was after honor. Washington lived in a very stable society, the Virginia society of the Revolutionary era, in which people of wealth and of status had important roles to play in the community and in society, and were highly respected in society. George Washington may have been the richest American back then. He certainly was in the top 10th or 100th of 1%, with vast land holdings not only in Virginia, but in large parts of the Ohio Valley. And he was highly respected, widely honored. His prestige was incredible. And Charles de Gaulle said it best once. He said, "I prefer my reputation to power." In other words, I prefer my honor, my reputation, my prestige to actual power, because actual power could corrode that if things go south. And I think Washington always took office with real trepidation, because he worried he'd screw it up. And if he screwed it up, he worried that he would lose his standing, lose his honor, lose his prestige. And therefore, actions that would undermine his honor, be they financial corruption or political power grabbing, like Obama's doing, he abhorred, because he felt that that would lead to a decline in his standing in society and conceivably to ostracism. And that was the worst of all things for President Washington. Wouldn't it be nice if we had an honor system in our country today? But instead, honor is conferred either by power or by money. Either you win majorities at the polls or at the box office, in which case you have power, or you make money on Wall Street or in business, in which case you have money. But those two give you honor. There's no such thing as abstract prestige or honor left in our society. Too bad. No more George Washingtons. Thanks for watching.